So today on Project Shop, we got another massive load of that 400 MCM. Lots of big brand new cuts, probably over 10 foot. Someone's probably crying somewhere because that's some good stuff right there. But you know, we're gonna send that through the Copper King. Now, about $1,800 in the hole for all this stuff. I did pay a premium for all this copper, but I did get all them panels for free. So what we need to do is see how fast we can recover our $1,800 and then get into some profit. And I'm gonna need this trailer tomorrow, so everything has to come off. Now, what I like to start out with is always the easiest, fastest way to make money, which is either stripping copper or cracking transformers. It's literally 4 o'clock right now. So what we're gonna do is get this over to the stripper machine. I do still have all these big bus bars. I'm still on the fence of whether I'm going to actually polish one of those. Copper's dropping right now. So our goal today is to get all the copper that we can out of here, which means we're gonna have to fix the transformer machine and crack those transformers. Copper's dropped like 15 cents a pound in the past week. So we wanna get all the copper out of here that we can. And we're gonna start with all that wire. So we got this blank sheet. We're just gonna put minus $1,800, right? Now this job is like 20 minutes down the street from me, so it probably took me an hour and a half to go get that stuff and bring it back here. So we're just gonna say we're 2 hours into it, and it's 4 o'clock. Let's see how fast we can recover our money. So we need to recover at least $1,800. I want to at least get into about $2,000 profit. So let's see if we can't make 4 grand real quick. Okay, well, we got the trailer cleared off. Got this stack of steel. Now, I literally just took a stack just like this, maybe a little bit less, and it was literally $30 in steel, in sheet steel. So we're just gonna call that 30 bucks. Also, I got this whole bin of copper bus bars. These are the things. It's got a fiberglass and copper. It's all copper. Just got to unscrew it. Some nice chunks of aluminum and copper. So this will be a little micro scrapping we'll do in another video. We got on the table 4,000 amp breakers that need the bus bars removed, and I probably will remove all these nuggets. But that's the same amount of bars I got right here, and I think this was worth over $400. Now copper is dropping, so we want to get all this out of here and not play around with it anymore. So that should be, if these are $100 a piece in copper, we should have about 800 in bus bar right there. And we are at 5:30 right now. Okay, so I'm going to move this stuff out of the way, and I'm just going to run all this wire in one shot. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and we're just going to get right on stripping this wire. Okay, we're just going to start stripping. I'll show you how we do this in real time. Okay, there you have it. We have an absolute mess. That took literally like 20 minutes to run about 900 pounds, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna take a little break real quick, get something to drink, and then I guess I'm gonna get a pallet out here and start making a donut. Okay, I've gone and made myself a box here. I took a break. It's like 6:33. Now this was real simple. I just took some of them aluminum panels that I got off the trailer earlier, ratchet strapped them to the pallet, put my little spacers in there, and I'm just gonna load this thing up. Okay, there you have it. We got one big old donut. And that literally took like 2 hours. I think we started at 5:40 or something like that. I did take a break and have 2 people come over here and talk to me. So it probably took like 30 minutes of my time. But we got a nice little chunk down in here, the stuff we got off the floor. We got 3 full bags of insulation. Got everything cleaned up to the point where we can run that aluminum, and then I'm gonna fix the machine. My dinner just showed up, so I'm gonna take another break. And now this is ready to go. I mean, I can kind of just load this up, but I'm gonna cinch this thing up. And to do that, we're going to need to strip some more wire. But for now, it's dinner time. Okay, it's getting late. Took a little bit longer break than I was expecting. I'm gonna let this copper simmer for a little bit. We'll cinch this up and weigh it later on in the evening. What I'm gonna do now is get on those transformers. But before I can do that, I need to pull this jig out of here and fix that bolt that has gotten sunken down in there. Okay, so the first thing I need to do, let's get this jig out of here. And I think if I remove these, now these here, that's just a spacer because this thing is way out of whack. I'm gonna leave that down there. These are just pieces of angle iron that I cut a slot in, added some supports, and welded a piece of square stock too, which this is in desperate need of being replaced. As you can see, it is kind of wonky. Now the way those are worn, they got to go back in the same way because they've worn specific patterns in the bottom of this jig here. Thing is not light. Now this is just more angle iron, and these are just plates that hold those things from flipping up. Now this thing was built on a total Harbor Freight budget with stuff I had laying around, and you can see this is the bottom, and what we need to do is tighten up these 2 bolts. Now this bolt, probably hard to see, but I actually indented with a punch, and you can see the nut has actually walked off from where I had it tightened. So we're going to go ahead and try to tighten both of these. Okay, we're going to start out by trying to remove this completely to see if I can't get a washer on the other side. So this is a 15/16. Now these bolts are all mismatched because last time I'm pretty sure I didn't have the right bolts. And I just used what I had. Put that down there. Hopefully we can get that to thread back on. Ooh, man, that's hot. Maybe we can find a new nut. Okay, we just need to find a washer for that. Okay, bam. Seems like a simple enough fix. See if we can't get this washer back on here. And that on there. Now, whether or not we're going to get this to actually work again. Oh. Now this is where the fine tuning comes in. You need to put this in there. There, we got that too tight right now. Leave it back off a little bit because no, it's got that washer on there. Maybe that's why I didn't put a washer on there to begin with. Or okay, that's pretty good. We want that one. So we're going to eliminate as much of that as possible. I don't know if you can see that. When that rocks like that, it allows the transformer to kick off of this ledge. So the tighter we can get that, better off we're going to be. Now the problem is, oh, we don't want to go too tight, or we can't get this to go in and out. That's probably too tight. I'm going to have to back it off just a hair. This is probably where an adjustable wrench would be better than that lug buster. We'll give it a quarter turn. There we go. See, I can deal with that. Hardly any movement there. Now we can tighten up that back one a little bit, which will help things. Now I don't have a thing for that side. I have to use the adjustable. Just give that a little twist. Okay, I think we're going to be really good with that. Now, I'm going to get a punch and really punch in here and make that so it don't move. Okay, there you have it. We got it all back together. Got a transformer in there. Let's see how we did. Nice. That. Okay, so I'm gonna go wash my dirty hands, clean up my tools. I do want to say, when I break transformers, I wear an actual respirator because all this stuff right here, I'm not sure what that is. It's like a fine dust in here, and it looks like fiberglass to me. So I keep a fan blowing the air this way, you know, and that's sucking it out of the building. But most of it winds up just kind of right here, and then when this thing cracks it, it's like an explosion. So for that person wondering in the comments, yes, you should be wearing a respirator if you're messing with transformers. Then I wear ear protection because this thing is loud. It's like a gunshot going off. You're breaking welds. You're getting explosive decompressant, and then that transformer slamming down on that thing. So the way this works is basically these two pieces of flat bar hold the transformer up, and there's a top and bottom to me. The bottom, the welds are on the outside. The top, the welds are closer. And then those ledges just hold it up. This powers this side. And it just breaks it. It's basically just breaking that weld off. And that'll go to the secondary press. Now if things are going good, this press can crank out about 5 a minute. Nothing goes wrong. See that? Well, on average, you're going to do about 3 a minute. 4 a minute's easy. But all day long, you know, you're going to come up with like hang-ups like this, where it kind of delaminates, you know, and that needs a little bit more work with like a grinder. Thinking about putting a grinder hanging from the table here, you know, so this station here actually has a grinder right on the spot. You grind them and send them off to secondary. All right, so I'm gonna put my respirator on and just crank out a bunch of these in real time for a minute, and then I'm gonna have to put the time lapse on. It's like 9:38 right now. Tight. See that? That took about, I don't know, almost an hour. I had a couple little hang-ups and issues with this one particular transformer. There was a bunch of the same ones. Here we go, this one right here. It was doing this stuff. Delaminating a little bit. Doing weird stuff like that. Not breaking the top. So this one here, I probably picked this with the back of the hammer. But some of these are gonna need the grinder, like this one here is the one, can't see with all the rust, but this has notches on it. I actually ran one through the machine, as you can see. It's got them notches where the machine don't like it. So I'm gonna take a break real quick, get something to drink. I'll probably blow through all these real quick. I'm kind of running out of space. And then I'll come back with a grinder and mess with these in a little bit. I might have a couple more transformers over there on a table. So we might clear that other table and then do these at the end of the night. I don't like all that grinding. Okay, we cleared that table off pretty quick. It's 11:22. I'm not sure what time we started. But we got a nice little bucket of #2 copper there. And then that's the cast aluminum. Not too bad on that. But we do have a bunch of transformers left over here. And I'm pretty sure all these ones are copper. So I'm gonna go find a grinder. And we're gonna grind on some of these and hit them with the hammer, see if we can't liberate some more of this copper. Okay, now some of these, usually I would grind to begin with, just the sides, that's like an I and an E. I used to call it a W. And then some of these are the ones that got delaminated. I could probably work these with the hammer. Since I got the grinder out, I'm just gonna go ahead and make some score cuts, send everything over to the hammer, and then clean it up with that. So I'm glad I took the time to break these down, because it seems like most of these are double copper. Or at least that's what it's called. That was aluminum. Man, back in the day, that style transformer like this, they were always copper. Now, there's 2 aluminums in a row. If anyone's ever wondering how I know, I do everything by feel. I know right away as soon as I touch it in my hand, whether it's copper or aluminum, or a copper aluminum coil. They're hard to detect, but Okay, there you have it. Except for these three, which I'm gonna have to cut the coil. And I already changed my shirt, and I don't want to get all copper dusty. So at this point, I'm done. So whatever that is, it's 12 o'clock basically. This is all the copper. Got a lot more copper in here than I thought. A little bucket of aluminum, not too bad. So now what I'm gonna do is, I guess I'm just gonna liberate this copper for the night and then probably call it, you know, this is done. I don't need to do anything else other than load this up. But I am gonna take the time and cinch this down real quick. Usually takes about 10 minutes to do a good cinch job. And we'll weigh all this up and see what we did here in the past, you know, 6 or 7 hours. Okay. So, pretty sure all of this is bolted with this tedious It's like 12:12. I probably started 2 minutes ago. All right. Now I am saving all this hardware. This is good stuff. And that should liberate that from that. Two copper spacers and a whole lot of bus bar. Let's see what we got here. There's my other pieces up front still. Now I do need to knock out that insert, but I'm going to do that at the end all at once. So 3 of them bars need to be cleaned, and 3 of them are ready to go. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Now I need to do that 3 more times. Okay, there you have it. We got a bunch of bus bar. And what I had to do is find a bolt that was one size bigger than the actual bolt that threads in there, because I knocked that in there. It was just grabbing the thread, so I went one size bigger, knocked it right out, no problem. These are steel inserts, so I'm sure they wouldn't like them at the scrap yard. We got a chunk of bus bar here. I think what I had already on the table was about 400 bucks, so hopefully we'll be close to 700 or 800 bucks on a bus bar. So it's 12:36. My back is about tired of moving all this copper around. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna come back here in the morning and weigh the bus bar, weigh the copper, and weigh the transformers. See how close we got to that 4 grand that I was hoping for. We're just gonna load this in the back of my truck and get it out of here because copper's dropping. I don't like sitting on this much copper. Let's see what we got here. That thing's teetering. I'm gonna put some weight on it. Okay, looks like we're 852 pounds. So we're not far off from that 900 pounds I thought we had. We still have a bucket with some copper in there, which we'll load up next. All right, what I'm gonna need to do here, because I don't think I have enough boom, is I'm gonna need to shorten up my chains here. So I'm gonna set this down, take the crane scale off, try to gain a little bit more height. Okay, this is the rest of the Bright and Shiny. Now this drum I know for a fact weighs 36 pounds. Got 122 pounds. So we got over 900 pounds of Bright and Shiny. Okay, we got about 280 pounds of #2 copper in the form of these bus bars and copper spacers. I hope this bucket holds. Okay, we have 275 pounds. I'm gonna say that's probably a 10-pound bucket. Okay, I did some quick math. We should have 936 pounds of Bright and Shiny at $3.35 a pound. It went down a cent since I got a price the other day. So we should have $3,135.60 of Bright and Shiny. And then we had 542 pounds of #2 copper at $3.10 for $16.80.20 for $4,815.80. Now I did say I was trying to get to $4,000, and we definitely hit that mark without even processing anything other than I did that night. So that's pretty good, and I've still got a ton of scrap at the shop to be processed. And I don't know if I'm going to be picking up any scrap today. I'm just making a run down to sell this copper off because I don't want it sitting over the weekend and something happened with the market. So now these weights probably going to be within a couple pounds of what they actually are. I had a strap on there and the chain. I don't remember if I teared it, and that was like a 10-pound. I put 10 pounds on there for tear weight. So we should be pretty close to that number. You know, even if we're within $100 of that 4,815, I'm going to be pretty happy. Okay, so here are the numbers for that job. Now, we were pretty much right on. We had 542 pounds of #2 copper at $3.10 a pound, or $1,680.20. And then the Bright and Shiny, we were 1 pound over what the actual weight was, and it was because of that strap I had on there. I had teared the chain, but then I added that strap because I thought I was going to need 3 legs to keep that thing balanced. So we're literally right on with the numbers. 935 pounds, $3.35 a pound for $3,132.25 for $4,812.45. And if you can see here, I was at 4,815.80, and that's literally the 1 pound difference discrepancy. They had I had 936, they were 935, and that was because of the strap. Now let's see how much money we make. So my out-of-pocket cost for that job was $1,800. My daily cost, everybody's like, oh, you didn't account for this or you didn't account for that. Well, this is what my daily cost is. 150 bucks a day, about $4,500 a month is what my average bills are. And then we have $100 for food and fuel for a total of $2,050 that I need to overcome before I even get to put money in my pocket. So we started at 2 o'clock. From 2 to 4, we did the scrap pickup. From 4 to 5:30, we unloaded the trailer and broke down those things and gained $72.90 in aluminum and $30 in steel for $102.90. That was an hour and a half. From 5:30 to 5:43, we prepped the table and I drank some water. From 5:43 to 6 o'clock, I stripped 935 pounds of copper, worth $3,132. And then from 6:33 to 7:45, I cleaned the wire and made a donut. Now, I will say probably a good 25 minutes of cleaning that wire was me talking to someone, and then another person came that I had to talk with for a few minutes. But we're just gonna go with the, it took 2 hours. Then I took a dinner break, and then from 8:55 to 9:38, I fixed the press. From 9:38 to 10:34 was the first press operation, and from 10:34 to 11:22 was the second press operation. And we did produce, I didn't get it on camera, but we had 1,260 pounds of prepared steel worth $132.30, and we had 25 pounds of cast aluminum from the aluminum coils worth $13.50. And then from 11:22 to 12:03, I was grinding and using the hammer to liberate some more copper for a total of 262 pounds at $812.20. And then from 12:03 to 12:36, I cleaned those bus bars for a total of $868. Now, at 30 minutes, I only produced actually $434 because half of that was already on the table. And then I recovered half of that. And I reflected that down here. I didn't add the 868 in there. I added the 434 because this is only what I processed. So minus the $434 that was already on the table, we made $4,626.90 in that time frame right there, minus the $2,050 that I had to overcome. We made $2,576.90 in 12 and a half hours. All this was 10 and a half hours. I added another 2 hours for the next day when I took that to Miami to sell it, because that's part of the deal, you know. Until you get paid, you know, you don't know how much money you made. So now all of this could have been cut in half. I mean, the wire stripper, actually, that could have been way down. If I would have had someone helping me, 40 minutes, I could have stripped it. In the 20 minutes, they would have probably been able to keep halfway up with me. And then I would have came to the backside and helped them clean that up. We could have had that knocked out in 40 minutes. And then this operation here, the 2 hours on the transformers. Now that is like 2.5 hours actually, because I was like 9:38 and I ended at 12. But, you know, between the breaks between each one, I always take a break in between processes and moving the camera. That took me like 2 hours to run them transformers. That would have been done in an hour easy if I would have had a second person. And the same thing here. But this is all what I could produce by myself. Now that wire stripper, so we did that 935 pounds, $3,132 minus the 1,800. So there was $1,332 profit made in them 2 hours, which was $666 per hour. I don't like that number, but it is what it is. That wire stripper was producing. And then the transformer press, we had $958, the 868 and the 132 and the 13 there. So we made $958 in 2 hours, which comes out to about $479, which is right on par with that transformer. If you go back and watch my video, how to make $900 an hour processing copper transformers, you can see we did pretty good here because we had the smaller of the three size transformers and there was aluminum up in the mix. If they were all copper or, you know, a good mix of 400 watters and 1,000 watters, that number would have been way up above 600 to 900, sometimes even in the $1,200 per hour that machine can make. And I got all that on video if you want to see it. I'll leave a link in the description. So all in all, for doing one job by myself in a day, you know, $206 an hour and $2,500 for the day is not a bad day's work. So if you come this far, stay tuned because I am going to be working hard on cleaning out the shop because there's a little shop update that I'm going to show you here in the next couple days. And we're going to be making a lot more room in here so I can bring you guys some better videos.